Hello and welcome to another update video about ICP. ICP, after this strong rally that we've had, is now participating in the correction that we are seeing today. You know, Bitcoin coming down, other coins coming down, Bitcoin fighting with the 41K level, a little bit of volatility. That's what we like to see. Just sideways action is boring, okay? Only up doesn't work. There has to be a breathing in, breathing out in the market. So pullbacks along the way are healthy, especially after such an extension and such a rally to the upside that ICP has seen after it broke above this trend line here that we discussed in one of the previous videos, like a breakout point, yeah? We've had this resistance area on the chart for a while. The market obviously respected that, okay? So they always give you some levels to watch here. The market, that's quite interesting. It really shows how well the market respected this resistance area. See, while we pushed above it briefly, there was no daily candle close above the first line of our resistance. So it's very interesting. That's the 38.2 retracement level at $10.46. When we zoom out and look at this chart, I have to say it again. First of all, it doesn't really give us a very reliable outlook. Yeah, it's a lifetime downtrend. That doesn't have to be bearish, but it doesn't give us, from an Elliott wave point of view, the long-term perspective that we need to project all-time high targets or to even confidently say this is a bullish chart. It could become one, okay, but it needs to prove it to us. That has to be the mindset. We can track along the way relevant support levels, relevant parameters for bullish and bearish scenarios. So you always know, the relevant levels for each of the scenarios. But it's not a chart where you can say this is definitely going to do this or that. I mean, definitely never works, but it's certainly not a clearly bullish chart. Could become one, yeah? And we have to start a bullish count from zero. Can we neglect the context? Absolutely not. I mean, again, I even have a 5-wave move to the downside. But that could be part of a much larger A, B, C structure. So the chart itself doesn't give us very clear reward and risk parameters because it is a downtrend and we're working against a lifetime downtrend. So just for everybody who's new, I just need to repeat that. Now that chart comes with a big problem because basically it started at an all-time high, okay? So the problem is that a resistance area is really only valid measured, or retracement area measured from this swing high that was here at $86. The problem is it could in reality, but I don't know that, it could in reality be much higher. Yeah, because I don't know if I've got all the data. I mean, here on Coinbase, certainly not, but it doesn't make a great difference because I don't want to start the resistance area somewhere at an elusive top. So it could be way higher, okay? So take this resistance area, please, with a pinch of salt. I know that on Kucoin, it started a few $100s higher, actually. So please take the resistance area with a pinch of salt, but the fact that it's respecting it indicates that it's at least somewhat relevant, yeah? Relevant. Okay, but so we have to take it level by level with ICP if you are interested in a chart analysis, because, I mean, you could trade this, or you could just, buy this based on fundamentals, which I know a lot of you are doing because you're following the project with interest. But from a chart point of view, there is not so much we can do. Yeah, we can track some structures, and I already shared with you in the last video that we could certainly look at higher prices still if we get a pullback. The support zone, micro support, is between $6.95 and $9.23. So that level was reached now, the first one, $9.23. This is basically potentially a fourth wave pullback with another high to come in wave 5. That additional high could then reach $15.71 next, possibly even the $23, $24 level. Looking at this could form a 5-wave move. If it's doing that, then we have a potential wave 1 afterwards. However, we also need to consider the Fibonacci extensions. We want to see 5 waves to have a reliable bullish outlook. Okay, so it's not a problem, so that's good. So it's reached the 1.618 extension, so the third wave is technically valid, which means this here could now be a 4th wave and then a 5th wave higher. But the 4th wave needs to hold $6.95. If we get a sustained break, and I say sustained break because the microstructure isn't terribly clear, But if we get a sustained break below $6.95, which is the distance of the third wave, the 50% retracement level of the distance of the third wave. So if we get a break below that, it means the chart loses its impulsive potential. Doesn't mean it couldn't go up anymore then, but it means it will become much more risky on the long side. So it's a questionable chart overall, but here at least we have some parameters we can look at, yeah. And a move higher, so a move above yesterday's high can send us to around about $16 next, yeah. Then we will have 5 waves up, and then it will be interesting to see if we get a deeper pullback in a wave 2 or a B wave. So it's possible that this is just an ABC structure or a 1-2 setup. And as long as a deep pullback is corrective, not impulsive to the downside, we can look forward to another rally to the upside. So if any pullback is corrective, we can look for continuation. At some point, we should get a deeper pullback in B or 2. And if that is corrective as well and is holding relevant support levels, then we can look at another rally early in 2024. Until then, we first of all need to see, okay, can it form 5 waves? If it can't even form 5 waves and breaks below 695 now, I will probably rule out the yellow count because this is a 5-wave move up. A waves can be 3 waves, so it would rather be a more bearish scenario, but could still move up in the short term in an ABC structure. Either way, because it's likely a corrective rally, or at least we have to consider that the context is a bit more complicated. But to keep it very simple, as long as the $6.95 level is holding for now, I think we can look at higher prices towards, $15.74 actually, specifically, or $23.68. So that's what I'm watching for. Below $6.95, this is going to get highly uncertain. I would be probably first watching for a B wave pullback. Will give a support area for that scenario then, which would be a much deeper pullback, much less certain. But for now, I think we can give it a chance to form 5 waves up. That's my update about ICP. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.